Well, it's 10 a.m. It's Thursday, and I'm wearing yellow today, so that's apparently a thing. This is brand new. This came from Prime Day. It was $11, and I'm super excited about how cheap clothes can be. It fits really well. It's comfortable, it's soft. I got no complaints, and it doesn't look terrible on me. And the sleeves stay up. Like I tend to live my life with my sleeves pulled up. I like this better, and yeah. So here we are. It's Thursday. So yesterday we started the beta test for Chatsino Alexa, and I'm super excited about that. I actually had 3 different people get into the beta yesterday. I will hopefully be adding some more today, including Katul. If you're interested, I can jump over to this. At the bottom, you can see if you want to beta test it. All I need you to do is send me your Amazon email address in a DM here on Twitch, and I'll throw you into the beta. But that's all you need to do to get in. And I'm interested to see how people use it and play with it. In fact, Katul, it's okay if you don't have a device because you can actually get the Alexa app on your phone. You can try it by going to there's a website called echosim.io. Corey did it on his phone. There's this fantastic website called echosim.io, which actually lets you talk to Alexa on your account right from there. All you have to do is log in with your Amazon account. So if you have an Amazon account, you're good to go. You have everything you need. Also, if you have the Amazon app on your phone, Alexa is built into that as well. So just tap on the microphone there. So in all of those cases, you don't need to have a device, Katul, but one of the things that I'm going to be doing over the rest of the year, at least twice a week, is giving away devices. So I bought a bunch on Prime Day and expensed them, and we're going to be giving those away over the next 11 weeks or so. So not this week, but starting next week, we'll pick a moment like twice a week where we do that. I don't think I want it to be on a regular schedule. I'd like it to be whenever, at my whimsy, I guess. But that will be the plan. W. Giorgio got his Echo Show 8. I got mine this morning, so that's awesome. I was really thinking that they were waiting to release the Echo Show 10 until Prime Day. I thought, oh, well, getting it on Prime Day would be awesome. Except that they didn't do that. And so I'm really waiting on that new Echo Show 10. I really want to pop that bad boy up here and have it as part of the lab. But it's not available to purchase yet. Anyway, cold water is just so good. Okay, so what's cool about this is that I actually received some feedback yesterday. So you can see here that this is my to-do list. Haha, awesome. You're not allowed to bet that much. Perfect. Glad it's working. And you can see it churning here. So Corey, as you're going, well, maybe. Yeah. Your wager was above your maximum bet of 50. Your balance is 222 coins. You can make bets between 1 and 50. Corey's back to the Twitch version because he can bet 2 million at a time. Yeah, but it's actually running right here, so you can see all of the messages as you guys test this and play with it. Those will all come through here as well. So, yeah, there are so many achievements. And early on, I think that's kind of fun. Like, you're just getting free coins just for trying stuff and like pushing on edges of different functionality. But they do spread out over time, so it's not like you should be getting an achievement every time. The beta is going to run about 30 days. I don't know if I will keep it open that long. My plan was to just do it for about 2 weeks, but I would really love to get some more people in there, Katul. So if you want to DM me your email address, I would absolutely love to add you to the beta, and then you can play with it on whatever devices you want to use it on. I totally missed your question the first time. But it will be... I'm hoping we'll have this thing published and in the store, that's okay, Catal. I mean, it doesn't take a lot of time either. If you've played in the casino here, it's just nice to bump on the edges. What I really want is for you to just try to use it a couple times and say the things that you would normally say, and then send me an email with, like, hey, this worked, this didn't work. As an example, what I was getting to is this. This is some feedback that I've already received. So when you say, Alexa, open Chatsino, it gives you your balance and asks
First, you need to finish
Alexa,
linking your Capital One account in your
stop.
Alexa app.
Alexa,
You'll know you're done.
stop. Okay, so it asks you what you'd like to do, and this person, I think this was Mr. Smoofy, but I'm not sure, said I answered with what can I do, and then it exits. And that was because I hadn't anticipated someone saying, what can I do? This is the kind of feedback that I really need. So this morning, I went in, and I added that specific utterance, and now you can see that, welcome to the Chatsino, what would you like to do? What can I do? And it actually kicks you right into help. And so the help gives you that specific information. Try saying something like bet 5 on poker and see what happens. Or bet 5 on slots, right? So I have a help engine, and I need to I actually need to broaden that. Maybe we could work on that a little bit today. But the other thing that I wanted to look at was just this other feedback. So this one works now. So I'm going to take this one feedback, and we're going to add an X to that. When I ask help after, it doesn't respond to what would you. When I ask help after, it doesn't respond to what would you like to do. It also exits and doesn't say anything. Interesting. So what if I just say help?
Each spin of the slot machine results in 3 reels spinning. You are trying to match 3 of a kind, or a few other specific outcomes. To hear the list of outcomes, you can say, what is the payee table for slots? What would you like to do now?
Well, there's one fix. So let's go to our help handler, which is in here somewhere. Where is help? There's an Amazon folder, isn't there? Yeah. Help intent, right here. So let's actually do this. Let's just do this universally. Did you hear how Alexa said pay table? See if I can get her to say that again.
Each spin of the slot machine results in 3 reels spinning. You are trying to match 3 of a kind, or a few other specific outcomes. To hear the list of outcomes, you can say, what is the payee table for slots?
Payee table.
What would you like to do now?
I don't like that, so let's fix that. So we just search for the word pay table and find anywhere where she says pay table. Does your help case work if there's no previous action? It does. There's a... Yeah, by default it says, this is a full casino experience. You can play games like video poker, slots, or roulette. So that is what it says if this doesn't change it. So the switch statement is for all of my cases, but by default it'll give you this statement here. So yes, it should work at all times. Let's see, what is the pay table? Okay, what else we got? Which game did you want the pay table for? I didn't realize she was going to pronounce it like that. Katala asked, do I plan to support other languages? What does it depend on? It's actually a lot of work for something like this to have multiple languages. So I kind of went into this thinking I probably will not support multiple languages on this. If I see a lot of demand for that or a specific language, sure, I can certainly try that, but I've done multiple languages for a bunch of other skills, so it's not impossible. But basically, everywhere that I have speech, I need to rip that out, add it to some kind of storage, whether that's flat storage in like a text file or it's in the database, and I need to retrieve the appropriate string depending on what language you're in. And then it requires me to have translation done for all of those things. So I'm not an expert in nearly any other language. I can make my way through French, but that's probably it. And so for any other language other than English, I would really need to find someone that's willing to translate these things, because if I just run this through Google Translate, it's going to sound terrible. I would really want someone to translate it that knows both languages and can do an effective job. And I have some people that could probably help me with Spanish and German. I probably could even get Japanese done. And if I really reached, I could probably find somebody for Portuguese. But in general, it's a decent amount of work, and I'd be asking somebody else to help me do a lot of that work. So Catal can help with Italian, German, and French. Well, that's awesome. I will definitely keep you in mind for that. Let me add that to my to-do list. I'm not in a hurry. I would really like to get this thing out in English, and I can push it to a lot of places, right? The UK, I can push it to Europe, I can push it to Australia. There's a lot of places I can push out an English version. And then once I have an English version and I've had a bunch of users and it's gotten tweaked and refined, I think I would be very interested in doing that. So I'm going to add you to my list somewhere. Let's general features. We'll just add this here, and we'll say at Catal Twitch said they could help with Italian, German, and French translations. Thank you so much. I'm adding that there. Like I said, I'm not in a hurry to do this, but I want to remember that that's something that I could lean on you for if you're interested. So, yeah, but I think for right now, we just want to get this thing as refined and good as we can in English, and then we'll worry about the other pieces. So where else do I actually say pay table? Oh, I forgot. It looks in both places. That's a very annoying feature. So the way that when you build your skill, it creates this other folder called .ask, which is hidden. You don't normally see it. And but when I search my project, they're both there. And so when I build my app, it will automatically change both. Or it automatically brings back results for both, and I didn't notice that. This is all fine. Good morning, Haitian Sensation. Good to see you. Are you actually from Haiti, or are you just the Haitian Sensation? And you also happen to be 216 years old. Maybe is that what the 1804 is? Okay, let's see. Show me the pay table. Give me the pay table. And one more. I don't know what off B means. W. Giorgio, I will have APL, but I feel like I'll just make a fool of myself on here and get angry. So I'm gonna do that behind the scenes work with my team, and we're gonna figure out how to do that, because I don't have the handles on APL. I've tried a few times and I struggle. And so both. Oh, both. I see. You are both from Haiti and 216 years old. I love it. I think that's awesome. I know I can do it, and actually, I've been a front-end developer early on in my career. Like, visuals is my jam, but there's just something, like, I struggle to make it the way I want it. I can get things on the screen, I can move things around a little bit, W. Giorgio, but I feel like, for the most part, I can't make it do what I want. And that's the thing that I'm really struggling with. APL is a Alexa presentation language. And it is.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Yeah, me either. And so APL is that presentation language, and it's basically a UI design tool to be able to build things for devices like the Echo Show that have a screen on them, or even the Fire TV if you have one of those. So that is what that thing is. Okay, so we fixed Paytable. I hated how that was sounding. So I feel like I don't know if I've solved this one yet. Let's go back and just try and start at the beginning. And if I say help, no, I can't say help.
For help, please visit the help page.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Chatsino. You currently have 18,112 coins available. What would you like to do?
Catal, actually, I gave a really big update on this yesterday. So I got legal approval. We are clear and free on that side. And so I am able to publish this skill, which is kind of why we started the beta. I tweaked some things just to be able to get us to publishing. So for right now, one of the things we're going to do is not publish. No, it's no problem that you're not here. Like, I'm just recapping. So I have craps and blackjack that I've been working on. We're going to pause on those, and we're going to get this skill published with just those three. There's a couple of reasons for this. One, there's still a lot of work to be done there, and it's going to hold us up from being able to publish. But two, those are features that we can release in the future as enhancements. Hey, you know what? We just added craps. Hey, we just added blackjack. So they're actually really good ways to let people know that, like, we're still developing, we're still building, we're still adding stuff to this skill. Where I feel like if I launch all the games right at once, I won't have a whole lot more to add. And I've been thinking about what other things we could add. If you look at this list here in general, wherever that went, you can see I was thinking, like, maybe I could add bingo, or we could do like lottery scratchers, or rock, paper, scissors. Like, what are the other games in a casino that I could add? So I'm glad that I'll actually have these other two that I can roll out soon, but not right away. Anyway, so yesterday I got a little bit of feedback. What kind of card games would you like to see? Like a lot of the other, like, kind of oddball card games that you see in a casino, like Casino War or 3-card poker, stuff like that? One of the other pieces of feedback that I really liked that I got yesterday was playing video poker is actually really tough not having a visual. I totally agree. I anticipated that would be hard. And when it said I had a pair, I kept saying keep the pair. Let's put this... W. Giorgio, that's up to you. I'll take feedback anywhere, but if you want to just summarize it in an email, that would be totally fine. Sports betting is something else someone has talked to me about. Yeah, no, so I have video poker and I have roulette for tables. But I agree with you. I think that more of the table games are interesting. I just need to find a way to do those. So keep the pair. This is a really interesting request, and it's one of those ones that I hadn't thought about as I was building, which is I say, hey, you have a pair of 8s. And instead of saying keep the 8s, the user says keep the pair. That's interesting. Not hard, but just interesting. We'll have to come up with some ways to do that. It also says in video poker, it exits really quickly when trying to tell it to hold cards. I don't know exactly what that means, but let me try using video poker here really quick just to see what happens.
You already have a pair. You were dealt Ace of Diamonds, King of Diamonds, Jack of Spades, 9 of Spades, and 9 of Diamonds. Which card? You are currently holding the 9 of Spades and 9 of Diamonds. You are about to drop the Ace of Diamonds, King of Diamonds, and Jack of Spades. You can say deal to finish this hand, or you can continue holding cards. What would you like to do?
Haitian, thank you for the feedback. I just added those to my list. Again, those are trickier. Like right now, I'm building games that really rely on a random number generator. To be able to build something like sports outcomes, you're talking about real sports that happened last night or yesterday or whatever. Now I've got to have a feed that gives me access to all the outcomes of sports. I also need access to betting lines, or am I setting the betting lines? One of the things that I really stay away from is the idea that I would have to do a lot of maintenance. Like a random number generator, you guys can play that anytime you want, and I don't have to maintain it. But for something like sports outcomes, unless I have a really reliable feed, yes, Corey, -1 is just not masked very well. -1 is actually a 00 outcome. So it is an acceptable value. I'm not doing a good job of masking it because there's no line in the array that is 00. So I made 00 to be -1, and then I didn't mask it. But it is a valid spin. Just an unfortunate masking. All right, take care, W. Giorgio. So sports betting and esports are cool, and I've done some interesting stuff with baseball stuff in the past. I have a skill called Games Back that you may have seen or heard of, and it just tells you how many games back from first place your baseball team is. But I'm using a live sports feed for that, and I think that they have game outcomes and stuff in that as well. I think. So again, this is not like we need this thing to actually work well, and I think that these 3 games are a good starter kit. But having these kinds of additions, I think, are fantastic, and I would love the opportunity to build sports betting right into my casino. I think that'd be amazing. So the other thing with that is that the trigger isn't something the user does. The trigger is the outcome of a sporting event. And so that would be also cool because then I could give the user notifications and say things like, hey, the game you wagered on just finished and you won 500 coins or whatever. So I think there's a lot of opportunity there to do some interesting things. All right, so let's go back to our feedback because I really want to focus on the stuff that I was given as part of this beta. So oh, this is good feedback. Boy, I don't even know how I'll do this. If I say play poker, this is interesting. So let me start a game first. Well, let's do it this way. Play poker. And it's going to say, how much do you want to bet?
How much would you like to bet on poker?
And I'm going to say 10.
You already have an active game of video poker waiting for you. You wagered 5 coins. You already have a pair. You were dealt Ace of Diamonds, King of Diamonds, Jack of Spades, 9 of Spades, and 9 of Diamonds. Which cards do you want to hold?
So the problem that I run into here is I'm actually leaning on dialogue management to figure that first part out. So when you say play poker, I say, oh, you haven't given me a value yet, so I need a value. So I'm gonna tweak this a little bit. So let's go into our start poker handler, which is down here somewhere. Handlers, start poker. And we have this active game. I'm gonna add the word oops. Oops, you already have an active game of video poker waiting for you. Coach Bear, hey, what's up with you? How you doing? There's a casino running here. I don't know if you like casinos, but there are people playing casino games here in the chat, and we're building one for Alexa right now. So if you're into that kind of thing, hang out, give us a follow, say what's up. But you can check your balance just by saying !balance. You can see there's a couple of commands right there under the leaderboard on the stream. So if you'd like to try any of those kinds of things, go for it. Have some fun. Thirsty this morning. All right. So By the way, Coach Bear, there's no real money here. This is all fake, made-up money. It's internet points. QA engineer for a Class 2 casino game development company. We have games and casinos all across the U.S. and Mexico. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. I need a QA engineer for casino game development. If you have any tips or ideas or thoughts or like, why would you do that? Now, mind you, I'm not working in real casino games. It sounds like you may be actually working on games where people wager real money. I'm not in that current business, but I am in the business of building fun games that work across a number of platforms. So this game is obviously here on Twitch. This is a very old version of it. I've rebuilt it, and we're almost done building it for Alexa, and then we're going to roll back and we're going to do it again, the new version for Twitch and for Slack and for Discord and pretty much any place else you can type. I've even thought about how cool it would be to just release like a command line version of it for people if they just want to play on their local machines. But, oh my gosh, Coach Bear, that is so cool. Well, welcome to the show, and I'm glad you're here. I have no idea how you found me, but I'm glad that you found me. And if you have any guidance or advice or tips or games or anything, this is awesome. I would, where are you based? You said you work on stuff in the U.S. and Mexico. Are you based in the United States or Mexico? Based in Atlanta. That's so cool. And if you can share with me how you found this stream, that would also be awesome. Anyway, let's get back into fixing that oops. Oops. I could say oops my... do I want to say my bad? No. Oops. I'll just say oops. And then if we try that again, where we say play poker, one of the other things you'll see here, Coach Bear, now I'm all like
your wager?
I'm all self-conscious about an expert being here. Nice. Well, welcome. I mean, I'm kind of cheating. I'm putting myself in the just chatting section, but realistically, this is a software development channel, so I do a lot of software development on this channel, but I talk with people while I'm here, so this feels like just chatting also. I thought I'd try that and see if I get any kind of different audience, and it seems that maybe I did. Katal asks if my code base is device independent. Kind of. The code base that I have for the casino, I built, we can show you that, I built an entire module that is just called Chatsino. And this folder here is entirely all of the logic for the casino itself. So this includes handling all of your bets, managing users, giving pay table information, like anything that's really related to the casino. Everything else that you see here in my code, all of the other pieces, these are ways for this specific interface, like in this case it's Alexa, for the specific interface to be able to grab commands from the user and pass them to that module. So yes, Katal, it is device independent from that regard. There's the first version that I built was not. In fact, the version that people are using here in the chat was built exclusively with Twitch in mind, and I didn't do a very good job of separating concerns. But I have done that this time, and so this Chatsino module, the one that I've highlighted there on the left, that will be copied or ported to each of the new projects. In a perfect world, I would actually create an NPM and just import it each time so that I'm working off of one version, but we'll see how that goes. But Coach Bear, I love JavaScript. I grew up as a front-end web dev, so I did a lot of JavaScript, CSS, HTML stuff. Like, this is 20 years ago. And then I took a detour into Visual Basic and then C# when that first was released, and I spent a decade on C#. And during that time, JavaScript really grew and modernized and got a lot better. And now that I'm at Amazon working on the Alexa team, I spend the majority of my time in JavaScript. Katal, I don't necessarily worry too much about the version, the language spec, like ES6, because I'm not running in a browser. Most of that stuff relates to browser compatibilities, and I haven't had to worry about that too much. But yes, ES6 is generally where I'm at. You're 23. You have 2 years of experience as a QA analyst working on a game called Evolve with Turtle Rock Studios and 2K. Well, dude, that's awesome. Like, you're living every teenage boy's dream, right? You're working for a game company, helping make games. That's awesome. And 2 years of experience is enough to say you're an expert. You have a lot of knowledge and experience that most people don't have. Yes, I've got 20 years of experience and the gray hair to show it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm 10 times more experienced than you. I don't think that's always necessarily valid. You're coming up on expertise. What do they say? It's 10,000 hours to do something like that? That's only 5 years of work. So 5 years of work is truly, like, visibly expertise in whatever it is you do. But 2 years is a really good chunk of that. Anyway, I'm glad you're here, man. Good to chat. Oh, that'd be awesome. RPG games are fun. Well, you're living your best life. I'm glad that you're on your path. That's super cool. All right. So I think I just fixed this one. When you have an active game, actually, Coach Bear, would you like to be able to try the Alexa version? You can see that I have the ability for people to beta test this. I don't know if you have an Alexa device, but I was just telling Katul earlier, you can do this on your mobile phone using the Alexa app, or you can use the Amazon app if you have that on your phone. Some people have shopped there before. Or there's even a website that I brought up here somewhere called echosim.io, and you can try to use it there. Since I used to do IT for them. Got it. That's okay. No problem. Google's cool. So, if you would like to try this, though, I'd especially love your feedback on how this works, what does and doesn't work. Being a QA analyst for a casino company, I can, if you'll DM me your Amazon email address, I can send you an invite to be able to try this. But again, if you have the Amazon app on your phone or the Alexa app on your phone, which you can get for free, or you could just try it here on this website, any of those places would be, I'd love to have your feedback. That'd be amazing. All right, so we've checked off that box. I can hit save on that. And it wouldn't let me drop the 9 of spades. Okay. This is another thing that I hadn't considered, but this is good feedback. So let's talk about this problem. I think I just identified what this is. So can you guys see here how I have, you already have a pair. You were dealt Ace of Diamonds, King of Diamonds, Jack of Spades, 9 of Spades, 9 of Diamonds. Katul, just DM me your address and I'll get you in. I can jump right over here and find it, and I can add you straight away. So when I see your message come in, it's just a whisper here on Twitch, I will happily, I'll happily add you to the beta. But I think what I hadn't anticipated is that someone is dealt 5 cards, and they look at that and they say, oh, I want to keep 4 of those. So they say, drop the 9. Well, they're technically not holding anything yet. And the way video poker works is you have to actively choose to hold. And you can't drop something until you've held it. So I was kind of operating with that mental model in mind, but it does make sense to me that if you have 4 cards you want and 1 that you don't, that you would just say, oh, drop the 9. That's okay. It's video poker, it's roulette, and it's a slot machine. So even if you only play a couple of the games, that's okay. I'm just curious. I'm just curious to get people to use this. We only just started the beta yesterday, and so any kind of valuable feedback is useful for me. One of the other things you have to keep in mind, Coach Bear, is that my slot machine is voice. And so if you think about how slot machines generally work, you get to see 3 reels rolling by, and you can see the shapes match themselves. Well, we don't have that luxury. And so what I did is I built a slot machine based on sound. Now, I'm going to have, you can see I have devices here behind me that have screens on them. We are going to build a visual component to this, but there will be many people that play this with only being able to hear it, and so it sounds like this.
Ouch. You got orange, bell, diamond. That is not a winning spin. You lost 5 coins. Your new balance is 18,106 coins.
So you can see that what I've done is I've actually assigned a different musical note to each shape, so that as you're listening to it, as it goes bing, 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 you can hear whether or not they match, whether or not they're the same. And cherries, which are the, in a standard slot machine, they are the ones that will give you a win, even if you only get the first one. And so you can audibly listen and hear that the first reel, if it's the lowest of the notes, cherry is the lowest note. So if you hear the first note be very low, then you have a good indication that you probably have a winning hand. Let me see if cherries are pretty easy to get on this. Let's see if we can get one.
Blarg.
Bell,
You
bell,
got.
lemon. There we go. That's a cherry.
Bam! You got cherries, grapes. You won 25 coins. Your new balance is 18,128.
Ooh, an achievement.
You got an achievement. You just got your first spin with 2 cherries. You get 10 bonus coins. What do you want to play next?
So that's kind of how the slot machine works. Now, the only slot machine I have is this one. I plan on building more, but I'm going to have to figure out how to differentiate them so that you say, like, play the fruit slots or play the whatever slots or play wild slots or whatever. So, Coach, I haven't figured out how to do that yet in an effective way where people can choose the appropriate game. I think in the text-based versions of this, you could just, instead of saying exclamation point slots, you could say Wild West or whatever, and I would know that you mean that specific slot machine. But with voice, it's a little vaguer, and I'm not sure exactly how to handle that. A little bit more vague. Vaguer? More vague. And so there will be more slot machines. But no, this one doesn't have wild per se. Here, I can show you what the pay table looks like. So if I say pay table slots...
This is the pay table for slots. 3 diamonds pays 100 to 1. 3 lemons pays 18 to 1. 3 bells pays 18 to 1. 2 bells and a diamond pays 18 to 1. 3 grapes pays 13 to 1.
So
2 grapes and a diamond pays
I'll mute her
13
for a
to
second.
1.
So the general idea here is that I like that. So the diamond kind of plays the role of a wild. You can have 3 oranges, but you could also have 2 oranges and a diamond, but it has to be the last one. I think. Maybe. Now I'm not sure. Well, this is what we have code for, right? And tests. Let's go look at our casino and look at our slots logic somewhere. Slots logic is here, and then we have evaluator. Yeah, I am only allowing diamond to be the last one. So you can't have diamond, orange, orange. It has to be orange, orange, diamond in that order in order for you to be a win. So let's see what Coach says here. I don't know what you think about it, but I think it would be pretty cool if when you have multiple of a single icon, like 2 cherries, it says you got X amount of cherries straight across. Or cherries or grapes, for instance. You got cherries straight across. Something like that would be pretty cool. Well, I kind of do that. If we look at my positions, this is what she says. So she'll say like, oh, you got 2 cherries. Oh, perfect, Catal. I'll add you here in just a second. Or 2 grapes and a diamond. I hadn't thought about 3 cherries straight across. Or 3 grapes straight across. But I'm basically using whatever I have as these terms. These are the things that I say. So you think that the... Interesting. I wonder if I could have a bunch of different versions of those. So so that it's also not always the same. So sometimes you hear you got 3 cherries straight across, and other times you just hear you got 3 cherries or whatever. Oh, right. Yeah, no, you're totally right. Cherries, grapes. I wonder how hard that would be to do. It wouldn't be very hard. I'm going to put that as feedback. This is good feedback. I'm not going to implement it today, but this is good feedback. Slots. When a user gets something like cherries, grapes, we should say 2 cherries and grapes. Grapes. I'll attribute here. Awesome. No, that's good feedback. Katal added wants to be in the beta, so let me add him real quick. Him or her. I always assume him, and then that's a terrible thing to do. Here, we'll do this without having email addresses on the screen. How do I access Chatsino on the Alexa mobile app? I've not installed it yet. Do I install Chatsino inside of the Alexa app? So, Katal, here's an interesting piece of information you may not have known, but you don't actually ever install an Alexa skill. It's all cloud-based. All you do is enable it, and it's just enabled on your account. So it doesn't get installed at all. You should just be able to open the Alexa app once you have access to this beta and say open Chatsino, and it'll just work. So you don't have to... Okay, thank you. It's really hard to keep track of everybody in my head, but that's good to know. So that's the answer. You don't install anything to get skills to work. But let me go in and add you to the beta, which is here somewhere. Distribution. I'm not showing my screen because I'm trying not to just give everyone's email addresses away. So let me add you. Done. Copy invite URL. Come back to you. Now I'm going to send you a link, Katal, and that link will take you directly to enabling the skill on your Amazon account. So you'll have that and you'll be ready to go. Okay. So Coach Bear also says, I'm not well versed in JS since I've never used it. I'm debating on learning JS or C++ next. Coach Bear, if you want to be a game developer, like AAA kind of games, and you want to be building those things, you're probably going to be playing a lot in C++. So only because you've talked about your career path and aspirations, C++ is probably something you should have some foundational knowledge of. If you're just building websites or business applications or even silly things like I'm building here, then I think that C#, JavaScript, all of those are pretty good. Corey, that's a good question. I don't know how many games could have been built in Rust at this point. But it seems to me that C++ is kind of the foundation for most major video games still anymore. And it is harder, for sure, but it's not impossible. In fact, C++ is what a lot of people learn when they get a computer science degree in college. So I think that the thing that's frustrating about C++ to me is that I've used JavaScript, C#, Ruby, all sorts of other languages, and they do so much for you that C++ often doesn't. And so you have to do more work. You have to be more manual about things sometimes. And that bugs me, but it's also kind of the nature of C++. It's a very much lower level language. So that's my advice to you is if you want to be in the gaming world, you really should have some C++ knowledge and be able to build something using it. Okay. There was something else that I was going to do this morning. Oh, yeah. Let me just come into
if we look at our skill package and look at interaction models, if we take this, there's a few intents we need to get rid of. So we have these, we have user account, navigate home, start slots is good, start poker's good, start roulette's good, balance intent is good, poker hold is good, poker deal, spin roulette, bet summary, clear roulette, pay table intent is good, leaderboard intent, start craps intent. Here we go. So this needs to come out. Start craps. I haven't even done a start blackjack. That's great. So we'll just take this out. And let me just create another file in here that is old intents.json. We'll just put this one here so that I'll have it. So that does that. That's fine. It doesn't need to be valid. I've automated every manual task so far at my job that I can by learning PowerShell, since our servers are XP 2008 R2 the past month, to make scripts, and I really enjoy it. Yeah, I think that's a really good start on things, is building those kinds of scripts that are automating a lot of your manual processes. That's actually pretty awesome. I can't believe you guys are still running XP, but that's another conversation. Man, XP 2008. That was like, that came out 12 years ago. Whew. Yeah, Corey, I'm with you. Like, C++ is good and useful, and you can do some interesting things with it, but modern languages are so much more useful. There's some things there that anger me, but that's whatever. Yeah, no, you're going to have that at every job, though. I think there's a lot of people that think, like, oh, if I could just go do this for my job, it'd be awesome. But what you miss is that that's not the only part of your job. Like, I think about my job, right? I spend a lot of my time out talking to people and giving presentations and doing that kind of stuff. But that's, like, realistically 10% of my job, maybe less. And the rest of it is writing the presentations, working with marketing teams, doing office hours. Like, there's all sorts of other stuff, in as well as a bunch of internal projects. So there's always going to be a part of your job you don't necessarily like, but you just hope that the parts that you do like are enough to make it awesome. They don't use Teams. They use a combination of Skype, Slack, Jira, Cisco WebEx meetings. I wish they would just get Teams. Yeah. I haven't actually used Teams very much. I've dabbled in it a little bit. I worked at Microsoft before Teams existed, but that's been quite a while now. Slack is cool. Discord is really growing on me, like a lot, and so I'm really leaning heavily towards Discord. It does a lot of the things that I really like, even for professional work. Right? It doesn't have to just be for gaming and communities and stuff. But I do dabble a lot in the creation and curation of communities, and I think Discord is better than Slack for that, honestly. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents on that, but really like that. So, okay, so we've got, what else can we do? I needed to take that intent out. It's good that that's the only one that I have. Yeah, I think they're going to be well on their way. I think Slack is in some trouble, honestly, with what Discord has. Slack's got a lot of hurrying to do. Like, for Slack, like, we have Slack at Amazon, right? We just got it a couple months ago as a corporate tool. But we also have Amazon Chime, which is our, like, conference calling system. And so in Slack, we have all of our IM conversations. But when I want to talk to somebody, I have to open Chime and start a call over there. It's just weird. And we've built some commands into Slack that fire Chime up for you, but it's still kind of annoying. I just want to be in Slack. And with Discord, like, I can just jump into a room and boom, I'm in instant chat, instant voice conversation. That's awesome. Okay. Oh, I know the thing I was gonna do. We were gonna focus on well, I guess that would be okay. Yeah, I think that's probably okay. So here's one of the things I'm really struggling with, and you can see it here in the results that I'm getting. If we look at the data that I get about a user, you can see that what comes back is their balance. This is a really important thing that I need to know. But do I need to know every game they've ever played? Do I need to know every wager they've ever made? Do I need to know every game of roulette they've played and craps and on and on and on? Like, I don't need any of these fields. I haven't picked... no, I'm still... Haitian Sensation, I'm still looking for beta testers. Don't ever... so, if you want to be a beta tester, Haitian, just... Here, I can jump back to this. I'm trying to show you guys this, and I realized I'm not even showing the right screen. So this is all additional data that's coming back from my database, all of these record IDs, and I don't need them. So what I need to do is fix my query to say I don't want these. So Haitian, if you would like to get in, just send me a DM on Twitch, a whisper, and no, I don't have a public set of issues, though I suppose you could do it there too. All of this stuff does live on my GitHub, which is github.com/Jeff Blankenberg. That's what I am everywhere. And in here you could find, I don't have it in the starred list. And in here you could just go to Chatsino Alexa, and if you'd like to come in here and hit issues, if you want to add issues here, that's also great with me, Katal. So I'm happy to have you guys log all of your stuff here. That's actually probably a better place to do it, because then you can see the other issues and stuff that people have. So if you'd like to drop your issues here, this is the... I'll take this, put it here, and there you go. How many... yeah, Gold Zulu has a lot of coins. I keep forgetting that leaderboard's up there. We used to have to, like, there's a command for it. You used to have to say balance, and then you could say Gold Zulu, and then the bot will tell you how many coins he has. But I forgot that we have the leaderboard up there. Yep, Katal, I totally agree. I think that's the better place to do it. So I have that place in place. So let's use the GitHub as oh, Mr. Smoofy, I don't know when you got here, because I don't think you were here at the beginning, but your feedback is already in the to-do list. These are yours, and I've already fixed 2 of them, and I would love some feedback on a couple of these, because I feel like help is working. I fixed this part, the what can I do? This has been corrected, but I didn't understand this one. When I ask help after, I think maybe this was a result of what you had here, but help seems to be working fine, and what can I do has been added, so I don't take credit for that working before, but it does work now. So if I say help, it will say back to me that.
Experience on Alexa. You can play games like video poker, slots, or roulette. Try saying something like, bet 5 on slots. What would you like to do now?
And then you can say, what can I do? And unfortunately, this is going to give you the same answer.
This is a full casino experience on Alexa. You can play games like video poker, slots, or roulette.
Got it.
Try saying something like, bet 5 on slots. What would you like to do now?
So both of those things work now, but only because I've just fixed it. It definitely didn't work when you logged the bug. And then what I need to do, one of the other things that I really need to focus on is in my help file. Do I still have that open here? You can see that that's the default thing that she says. So up here at the very top on this line, you can play games like video poker, slots, or roulette, right? That's the... oh, really? That's another good catch if that's the case. Let's take a look. Sorry, everybody. Let me go to this. Let's look at our slot types for game. I have poker, and I have video poker. No, Mr. Smoothie. This is where we're at. This is why we're here. So, you're saying that when you say play video poker, it doesn't work? Bet 5 on video poker. I would expect this to work.
Oops. You already have an active game of video poker waiting for you. You wagered 5 coins. You already have a pair. You were dealt.
Also, I added the word oops to this specific message specifically for you, Mr. Smoofy, because there's something that I actually can't control, which is if I say play video poker, this should be the same. It should ask me how much I want to bet. Okay, how many coins would you like to bet on poker? I turned the volume off, but how many coins would you like to bet on poker? And then if I say 10, the problem is that I can't right now check and see if you already have a game. I have to wait until you give me a wager. And then I say, oops. So play video poker should work. If you can get that to replicate, I'd love to see it, because the way that this works is I have my interaction model, I have my intents, and I have, let's get rid of these. Delete. Yes, I want to delete. Delete. Yes, I want to delete. Okay. So all of these are fine, but the one that we're looking at is the start poker intent. And so if we look at this, you can see that I have like, oh, maybe I'm wrong. Hold on. Hold the phone. Play. Let's add some synonyms here. Bet, wager on video poker. This is possible, but you're totally right. Video poker wager. Bet, wager on video poker. I already did that one. How about just wager video poker and wager on video poker. Okay, so we'll add a bunch of those. This is the stuff that really helps this get refined, though, right? When I built my interaction models initially, I was saying, "Oh, this is sufficient. This gets me a workable model." But as more people use it, I'm going to realize very quickly that, in fact, it's not perfect. It's not good enough for other people to use it. It's good enough for me to use it. So Coach Barry, you said you released your new games yesterday. What games? And can you direct us to what you're talking about? What game or games you've released? In the meantime, we fixed that. I was thinking I need to work on this help stuff. And I want to look at how I do this. So if we look at my handlers, they all have, at the beginning of them, they have like balance intent. So I want to get this helper set action. This is what I want to look at. Let's do this. And we want to skip the ones that start with ask, because those are build files. So we'll start with repeat intent. Repeat intent doesn't have this. That makes sense. Balance intent. So I want to check that against my help intent, make sure that balance intent actually exists. Okay. Next one is bet summary. Do I have something for this? Bet summary. To finish your poker roulette wagers, you can say deal for poker or spin the wheel for roulette. That's probably good. Oh, that's awesome. So you're building you're not building online casino stuff. You're building like real casino devices that live in casinos, like physical machines. Mr. Smoofy, right now we're running locally off my machine. So when you talk to your device, you're actually talking to my machine specifically. And so I'll just show you this as a demo. Go ahead and talk to your device and watch this. It'll happen for your thing. There you go. So that's you doing it. So you just open the casino and it says welcome to the Chatsino and whatever. TeamView, good morning. If you'd like to get into the beta for the Alexa skill, it's available. All you got to do is DM me your Amazon email address, the one that like your devices are set up on, and I can send you an invite. Okay, so we're working our way through this. Bet summary exists. Clear roulette intent. That certainly does not exist. So let's add that in here. I knew I needed to add more cases to this. This is in my list of things I need to help. No, I don't want to do that right now. So we'll do a case. So the engine that I'm building here, and this is for everybody, is when someone says help, I want to know what they did the moment before that. And so what I'm doing is I'm persisting a value that tells me what their action was before. So were they trying to deal poker and then they said help? Were they trying to get a bet summary and then they said help? Because that lets me understand why they need help or what they're trying to get help for. And so clear roulette certainly needs to have a thing. I can close clear roulette. We're just going to march through here and add our cases, and then we'll think about what those are. So error probably should have a case in here. I don't have an error case. So we'll add an error case. Okay, and then launch request. Do I have a launch request case? I don't. All right, let's add a launch request. I don't actually know how I would provide them with help, but we'll try it. Launch request. Okay. What's next? What's next? Leaderboard intent. Okay. Leaderboard intent. Case. Leaderboard. Is it leaderboard intent? No, just leaderboard. Okay. Pay table intent. I don't have this either. Pay table. Poker deal. Do I have that in here? Poker deal. You just finished a game of poker. Right, okay. Poker hold. You just held a card in your poker hand. When you're done holding cards, you can say deal or draw. You should have heard that you won or lost them as well as the outcome. Each time you spin the wheel, all of your roulette bets are settled and returned to you. You can always spin the wheel without bets if you want as well. Okay. So that's poker hold. Position intent. Let's. You sent it on my Discord? That's awesome. Let's go check that out. So much stuff open here that I don't need open. Oh, wow. So Coach Bear, now that we're best friends, how do I get a machine? How do I make that happen? I'll be your permanent beta tester. Those are amazing. Do you know what I would do for a machine? I just want like a small like video poker machine. God, that would be amazing. I don't know, like you guys gotta have one sitting around collecting dust someplace that somebody could just drop in the mail. Just put a stamp on it and send it. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. All right, I'll take an old one. I'll take an old one. That's fine. Man, I would love to have a casino machine in my basement. My basement's like an arcade for the most part, and I would love to put a real casino machine down there, right? That, like, no real gambling. I would want to set it to like free mode or whatever. But God, that'd be so cool. I absolutely do plan on having graphics. There will be graphics via APL for all the games. Coach Bear, you're killing me. Hook me up, brother. Let me know how I can do it. I know I probably can't get a machine, but I got free Alexa devices here. I'll send you an Alexa as a trade. All right, so position intent. You asked for the position, less for the intent. Yeah, it makes sense that I wouldn't have this because what happens if I say, like, I don't even know what the position intent does. Position craps. No. What is the position intent? I don't even really know what that does. I mean, I have an idea. It's like, where can I place my bets? But leaderboard, pay table, I don't even see that. Balance, start roulette. I'm not even using that. These look awesome, man. So cool. Wow, you guys make a lot of machines. Well, look, I'm not being greedy. I don't need 111. I just need one. So let me know how we can hook that up. We'll get it done. All right. Back here. I don't understand what this seems like. It was a remnant, maybe? I don't understand what I'm trying to do here. I'm going to add this as a note for myself. What is the position intent for? Okay, roll craps intent. I think I have this in the help intent. No, I would not have roll craps intent in there. Yeah, that's a great name. That's okay that roll craps is in there. Spin roulette. I don't have spin roulette in there. So we got to get that one in. So spin. Oh, yeah, I do. You just spun the roulette wheel. If you had bets, you should have heard them win or lose. Okay. Start blackjack doesn't exist. Start craps doesn't exist. Start poker is there. Start roulette is there. Start slots is there. And user account. I don't need the intent part. It's so cool. And you're based in Atlanta, you said? Man, I'm going to have to find a way to hit you up when I'm down there and just see this. This is awesome. Okay, so user account needs some help as well. User account break. Okay, so now we need to write these things. So when the user says, what does the user account intent do actually? Oh, this is the linking. I don't actually know what I'm going to do with that. Okay, so let's look at the other ones. Clear roulette. Copy. Let's go to the beta testing stuff. I'm getting TeamView into the beta test. So one moment, everybody. Yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm really glad you found us here today, Coach Bear. This is super cool. Add. Copy invite URL. TeamView. There is the link to enable it. Well, I'm glad you're here, man. I mean, obviously I've got all this ridiculousness here behind me, but it's been kind of fun. I wish we could say that's a ton. We're not even touching the actual population of pops in this office. That is a very, very, very small portion of what's in this room, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately. You can see that if I move my mouse, well, you won't be able to see my mouse, but on the first shelf, kind of above the guys that are in the black light, there's a bunch of characters from Funko. His name's Freddy Funko. And then there's a bunch of empty room at the end of that shelf. I just moved those guys out. They released a whole... Let's see if I can get this to a place where I'm not showing everyone's email addresses. There we go. And if we go to... What was I going to show? Oh, Funko.com. And in here, are these available? Don't tease me like that. You saw that, right? Do you see these on the screen? Who are those guys? But anyway, what I was going to show is that they have around the world. They have this series. There's only a couple of them still available. You've got Tula, you've got Priya, and you've got Nora. This one just came out, and then they give you this passport, and in the passport you can have. They each come with a pin, and so you fill it in. There's 12 of them, but they basically picked 12 countries around the world. Ah, my back. They picked 12 countries around the world where they made interesting pops, basically characters from those places that are animals. And so those are the ones that were on that shelf way over there. And now I have more space there to fill in. So that's generally been my Freddy Funko shelf, which is Freddy is like their mascot. So those are usually pretty cool and pretty valuable. So I want these. Where are those? And what is Funko Europe? Did they open a store in Europe? I had no idea. That's awesome. So now you've got me on the Funko train. I need to figure out who these guys are and where I get them. I've never even seen them before. Let's see. If I look in their app, I'm also opening this Coach Bear so you can see the actual size of my collection. Here, we'll do it this way. That's how many I have and what they think they're worth. I don't think they're actually worth that, but that's the thing. So 367 is the current count. All right. So no. I do not have 7,000. That would be too much. but I need to be able to see what those are, why those are on that page. My wife has this whole display set up in our house of Halloween ones, and I've never seen those before. Oh, maybe those are coming? It seems weird that they would have those like on their homepage, but I can't get them. Anyway, not important. We're already at 11:15. I was going to end a little early today. So the thing I was going to do here is tweak up some help messages. You just cleared all of your roulette wagers from the table. To add more coins in roulette, just say something like bet 10 on red. Okay. I don't know what to do with error. Launch request. You just got here. And you already need help. Oh, you can't see my screen. Sorry. I'm writing some help messages. Clear roulette launch request. Leaderboard is next. So when someone says leaderboard,
Chatsino players and their coin totals. EKPO is in first place with 18,149 coins. That's you. T5KT is in second place with 234 coins. SLXA is in third place with 226 coins. NM8F is in fourth place with 208 coins. HCLA is in fifth place with 100 coins. What do you want to play next?
you can see the leaderboard now, right, Katal? What do you want to play next? If I just say poker, what if I just say video poker?
Here are the top 5 Chatsino players and their coin totals. EKPO is in first place with 18,149 coins.
Oh, maybe that's what you were referring to, Mr. Smoofy. So, let's see. If I look at my interaction model, we say start poker intent. I probably need a video poker, just like that, and a poker. And I probably need that for several. And start slots, start poker. So here we should probably just have, I can't believe I didn't do that. Slots, okay. Build model. Okay. I'm just realizing that I have made a ton of changes on this interface, which isn't really a good practice for me, but I just need to be very careful. So I should be able to take this, bring it over here, and jump into this, and US JSON, save. Okay. Because when I deploy this, I will deploy this version, and if this is out of sync, then I'll overwrite all the changes I've made, which would be bad. So, okay, that's good. So let's try that again. Once our model is built. If I say video poker now, how do you like me now?
Okay. How many coins would you like to bet on poker?
That's how it's supposed to work. 10, please. And you're going to say, oh, you already have a game.
Oops. You already have an active game of video poker waiting for you. You wagered 5 coins. You already have a pair. You were dealt ace of diamonds, king of diamonds, jack.
Mr. Smoofy, are you still here? I think you probably are.
You are currently holding the 9 of spades and 9 of diamonds.
One of the things that I had a question about was you were playing video poker last night, and one of your feedback items, let's go find the feedback item, is this keep the pair. This is brilliant, actually. It's going to take some work for me to figure that out, but I can do it. This is the one that I'm focused on right now. It said I had 10 of diamonds, 10 of spades, 9 of spades, 8 of clubs, 8 of diamonds, but it wouldn't let me drop the 9s and then deal. You're bringing an interesting perspective here for me, which is that you want to do the opposite of how a video... So the way a video poker machine works today is you're dealt 5 cards, and by default, you're holding none of them. So you have to hold, like I would say, hold the 9. And then I could unhold it by hitting the same button again, and that would drop it. I think what you were asking here, and please clarify if I'm wrong, you wanted to drop the 9 and keep the rest. Is that accurate? It probably was. If you said it is not by default holding all of them. If you were to see those 5 cards and then say deal, you would get 5 brand new cards. It would not hold any of them for you. So what you would have to do is say hold the 10s, and then you would have to say hold the 8s, and then you could say deal, and then it would only replace the 9. But I don't have a way for you to do the opposite, which is hold everything but the 9. And it's because of that but the. I don't have a good way to identify that you're negating your choice. So if you say hold everything but the 9, I'm probably going to hold the 9 for you. So you would have to, at least the way I have it set up right now, you'd have to say hold the 10s, she'd reply. You'd say hold the 8s, she'd reply, and then you'd say deal. If I hold a card, can I change my mind and not hold it? Yes, you can absolutely say drop something, and dropping something is fine. Just make sure you pay attention to what Alexa says afterwards. So I can demonstrate that. So if I did this, I said hold the 9s, and now she's saying you're holding the 9 of spades and the 9 of diamonds. So I could say drop the 9 of diamonds. I think this will work. That didn't work. Drop the 9s. I know this will work. So now I'm not holding any cards. You can see that there. So yes, you can change your mind. Can I say hold the 9 of diamonds? There we go. So my drop doesn't seem to work. Drop the 9 of diamonds. Interesting. That's a good find. Let's see if we can solve that one really quickly. If we look at our poker hold. So we need to go to the Chatsino, because that's where all this stuff happens. And we need to go to poker, and we need to go to hold. So if there's no suit and no value, then I assign them all to held. If there's a value and no suit, then I hold all the cards that have that value. If there's a suit and no value, there's the bug. Dot held. Okay, I thought that should work. I'm glad we went through this, Mr. Smoofy. So you couldn't just drop one card because I wrote dot help, not dot held. So we should be able to do that now. So drop the 9 of diamonds. Well, let's try that again. If I say drop, That should come through as discard. Let's make sure that we're getting the right word. Poker hold, card, hold type. Yeah, so I have discard and hold are the words, but you can use unhold or drop. And then I hold or save are my synonyms there. So, oh, what is all this? Wait, if I have an action, if I don't have an action, what is all this? What am I doing? Action is the thing. If action exists, great. If action doesn't exist, what are we doing down here if there is no action indicated? Oh, then we assume you're holding. If you don't tell me drop, and somehow you just say like 9 of spades, I assume you want to hold it. So you actually have to say drop the 9 of spades. Because there's never a time where I ask you, are there any cards you want to drop? So you are currently holding the 9 of diamonds. Why doesn't that work? If the suit I indicated equals the suit, and the value equals the value, then drop it. Action. Suit. Value. I'm not even hitting that case. Interesting. So let's take this up higher. After a loss in slots, it tells you your balance. It doesn't ask what you want to do, but then repeats itself, but never asks what you want to do next. These are all awesome. Mr. Smoofy, if you don't mind adding these as issues on GitHub, that would actually be super handy. Because then we can log them and fix them. So now let's look at this. It's good to bring it up here because I want to take a look at it, but where is this? Why isn't this happening? Okay, let's go all the way to the top. Don't understand. It's not writing it at all. Well, I don't know. I don't know why that's happening. Here, I'll add myself an issue. New issue. It's almost time for me to go. Perfect. New issue. Thank you, Mr. Smoothie, for doing that. I see it right here. This is wonderful. Thank you so much for doing that. All right, and we'll keep logging this kind of stuff. We're going to find more of these kinds of things. So that is fantastic that we can keep a log here of the issues we're running into. Okay, with that, I have to call it a day. I'm going to get rid of it. We don't need that in there. Because I've got a bunch of stuff I got to do today. So I want to thank everybody for being here today. This has been a fantastic conversation with a bunch of you, and welcome to Coach Bear. Hopefully we'll see him around a little bit more as we do all of this. So I'm gonna wrap it up for today, and we will be back here tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. So thank you guys all so much for being here. I'll see you tomorrow.